Somebody in the chat recommended this. I don't know anything about it. I know loosely about Young Rippa. Apparently he's kind of cringe. I don't know much about him, but yeah, apparently this is going to be good rage bait. So let's take a look.
First, want to go into some of the more Hollywood-based things that are taking place. I don't know if you saw this. I know you've been traveling.
Wait. This is the guy. Okay, so I previewed this a little bit. This is the pronouns guy. Fucking pronouns. That's that guy. So like the fact that we have two friends here is good karma. We're in for something good here.
Traveling and whatnot. But Disney pulls a transgender storyline from Pixar's Win or Lose.
I heard about that.
Streaming service, which I'd imagine.
You know, that's tragic. You know why that's tragic? Because trans children exist and they have zero representation. Zero. Like, literally, you're a trans child and you don't understand completely what's going on. And you're, like, just looking for any kind of affirmation that your feelings are valid. And you're just like, well, there's nothing out here for me, you know? So Disney had a real opportunity here and they just blew it. And that's sad. You know, that's really sad. And I feel for trans children out there. I hope they're doing okay. If you stumble across my video, you shouldn't be here because it's 18 plus. But, you know, I can't control what you do. So I hope you're doing okay and you're valid.
Imagine they're not going to make money on that anyway because it's streaming.
Yeah.
But a spokesperson for Disney confirmed that the story arc was removed and provided the following statement. They said, when it comes to animated content for a younger audience, we recognize that many parents would prefer to discuss certain subjects with their children on their own terms and timeline.
That's bullshit. I'm sorry. Like, listen, if you're a parent and you can't recognize that trans people exist and affirm your children as trans if they are in fact trans, then you. You're a bad parent. It's time to start treating parents like they're bad parents, because sometimes they just are. It's time to start parent shaming. You know what I mean? Like, really, it's parent shaming. I'm all for it.
The character remains in the show, but a few lines of dialogue that reference gender identity, they've been removed. We know that Disney has a bunch of employees, right, that are obviously very agenda driven. And yes, it's weird that they are so hyped up in putting this in basically all of their media, even if it has nothing to do with it. Like the story that they're telling, like in this case, maybe what does this have to do with softball or anything? Nothing. But they did have that as a storyline, and they wanted to make sure that it was there. But it got removed. So I don't know if you have any like initial thoughts before I kind of go in and give you mine of, number one, what that means for Disney going forward, considering that it was at least bad enough for them to say, yeah, we're not putting this out.
Well, if you've got trans storylines with children, you're a fucking pedophile. Okay.
Hold on, what? Hold on.
Well, if you've got trans storylines with children, you're a fucking pedophile.
No, trans children exist. Like the DSM-5 recognized this. The American Psychiatric Association recognizes this. The American Nurses Association recognizes this. Like a ton of people recognize that trans people just exist. Like trans children exist. Like, no, you're wrong, dude. Trans children exist and they deserve to be protected and they deserve to be recognized as the gender that they are.
Okay. The kids need to go nowhere near this shit. It's got nothing to do with them. Children aren't sexual creatures.
This isn't about sexuality. This is about gender. Okay? Boys and girls are recognized by children as young as like 3 to 4 years old. Okay? And sometimes those children recognize the gender that they identify as different than the one they were assigned at birth. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? You were born with a penis, right? And your doctor decided you're male. And now you grow up, you're 4 years old, and you decide, well, actually, like, I'm a girl, I think. Because, like, I like the things that girls like. I like to play with girls' toys. I wear the things that girls wear. And I just like hanging around girls more. So I think I'm a girl, actually. What's wrong with putting that child in a dress and calling her Sally instead of Billy. What's so wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with it. Like it's literally just things that you make up. Like this is a made up problem.
If any 5-year-old is saying that I'm trans, it's because an adult's told them.
Because kids can't consent, Alec. I know that you're with me, Kerbal, but that's literally the argument. They can't consent to knowing how they feel. Exactly. It's like consent has nothing to do with that. What is this thing you're linking me? Glad.org. Medical Association statements in support of healthcare for transgender people and youth. Yeah, like you can look down this whole list. American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, American Academy of Dermatology, Pediatrics, Physician Assistants, Medical Association, Nurses Association, Association of Clinical Endocrinology, Geriatric Psychiatry, Health Association, Nurse Midwives, officers, like it goes on and on and on and on and on. Like every medical organization that is worth their salt supports this shit.
Ooh, facts.
It's Munchausen by proxy and all that. It's
that is wrong. That is factually wrong.
Absolute degenerate piece of shit liberals, Californian white fucks, urinal lickers, if you please, who want to get attention and they want to fucking out woke their buddies. So they force it upon their children, which is the
dude. You got mad when like a video game asked you for pronouns. I'm sorry if I don't respect your opinion in any manner at all. Like I don't care what you think. I don't care. Like I don't give a shit. Your opinions might as well be the opinions of a fish to me. Like I don't give any consideration to it whatsoever.
The most disgusting thing that you can possibly do. You shouldn't be anywhere near children. This is just a disease of the West. You don't get this anywhere else. The fact that you're saying that you've removed it, why was it even there in the fucking first place?
Right.
Can we just have, if kids are going to have TV
what
shows
are these interspersals?
For children, can they please just be TV shows that are meant for children?
Exactly.
They are. They can be.
Whatsoever. And just get it off. Get it off.
Right.
But it's Disney, and we know that Disney's full of a bunch of fucking shroomers. We know that Disney's full of a bunch of fucking weirdos. We know that the West is infested with this dog shit. We know that corporations are infested with this dog shit. It all boils down to ESG. All boils down to DEI.
What's ESG? Does anybody know what he's referring to? What's ESG? Yet Disney funded the Republican Party? Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Interesting that happened.
We've been through it so many times. It also boils down to funding. From other corporations.
Environmental, social, and governance is shorthand for investing principle that prioritizes environmental issues such as social issues and corporate governance.
It all boils down to ESG, all boils down to DEI.
It's always the 3-letter abbreviations for these people.
We've been through it so many times. It also boils down to funding from other corporations, so they
Thank you,
have to stick
by the
it
way.
in. If there's any company that is producing programming for your children that involve this kind of stuff, boycott those companies. Don't give them
Why?
Why was it there in the first place? Why is this company, and it's they use creators loosely, whatever you like to call those people, because they're more activists than they are creators. Why do they feel so pressed to inject this stuff in every single form of media? It's just
sometimes your kid is just trans, man. Sometimes they just like are trans. Have you ever thought about that? Like, what if your kid was trans? What would you do? I always like to ask these people, this is like, what if your 4-year-old who was born male came to you and said, Dad, I think I'm a girl, actually. Like, I'm a girl. Like, I like girl things. I like what girls do. I just think that I'm a girl, right? Like, what would they do? They would abuse them. Every transphobe is a potential child abuser. You must understand this. Every transphobe, mark my words, is a potential child abuser. Every single one. I'm not holding punches on this. Like, every transphobe is a potential child abuser, because you would literally sit there and say, oh, because you're a trans child, you actually are invalid. Your identity is invalid, and I'm going to now mentally abuse you and attempt to engage in conversion therapy with you. Okay? That's what transphobes do. They are child abusers. They are dangerous people. They're disgusting.
Especially jacked up when you're putting this stuff in children's material. And then your mind has to wonder, like, why are you doing that in the first place? right? There were some leftists that were not too happy
Good question.
about this, and they
That's a
actually,
fucking shame.
right?
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, thoughts and prayers goes to them, but they were so bent out
I don't need your thoughts or prayers. I'll go to hell. That's fine.
of
Thank
shape
you.
about it, and basically
Don't
the
pray for me.
spin was that this was somehow about lack of acceptance, and I'm like, acceptance as far as what
That is
exactly?
true.
If by
That is true.
that
Okay,
you
as far
mean-
as what
yeah,
as far as what exactly? How about trans women being women? They're women, okay? They belong in women's spaces. That's the acceptance we're looking for. Can you accept that or not? If you can't, then f you.
we're not accepting you trying to put this transgender nonsense in
Then f
children's
you.
media.
Then f you.
yeah, no,
okay?
we don't accept
you.
that for
Yeah.
sure.
You suck.
Yeah, it is.
You're a piece of shit.
Because it's half of it. Well, not half of it. 99.9% of it is a bunch of fake ass shit. There is nothing accepting about this at all. It is compliance. It is.
You
just
too,
get
man.
This shit out of here.
You.
Again,
Right.
this is only a disease of the West. You know,
That's
you
true.
go to other places in Eastern Europe. You go to the East. They have no.
I don't
clue what you're
care.
talking
I don't
about.
I don't care. I don't
think
care.
there is a minuscule proportion of people that have.
Okay, I don't care. You are free to express yourself the way you want, and that includes expressing yourself as a woman if you were born male. There's nothing restricting you from the women's bathroom if you look like a woman. There's nothing restricting you. Like literally, like I've used women's bathrooms before, okay? And I'm not a woman and I don't claim to be one, but sometimes the men's bathroom is out of order. So like I've used the women's bathroom like on 2 occasions, okay? And I wasn't arrested for it. You know why? Because I didn't commit any crimes. And neither did trans people when they used the bathroom, okay? Off.
Gender dysmorphia, a minuscule, absolute microcosm of people. And it's just amazing how in the space of a few years, we have 30% of Gen Z or whatever that stat is. It's insane.
Yeah,
That suddenly claim that
Yeah, because they suddenly know what being trans is. Before the internet existed, trans people generally thought that they were the only one. Imagine that. You grow up in a world where everybody around you is just like happily a guy, happily a girl, happily a man or woman, whatever. They've accepted the roles in society. And you have been born with a penis and balls, and you think you're a woman. And that you can't escape this feeling. You can't escape it. You're like, I know that I'm a woman. I know it. I don't care what genitalia I was born with. I know that I belong in a woman's place. Like, I belong in what women do. I identify with them. I want to grow my hair out. I want to be a wife. I want to do what a woman does. And nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit because you were born with a dick and balls. And so they're just like, yeah, f you, man. Okay, get over it. Just get over it, bro. Like, it sucks. Okay? And they didn't have community back then. They thought they were the only ones. And so a lot of them killed themselves. And that sucks. But now we know what being trans is. We know that these people need our acceptance. And we can help them and accept them for who they are. Okay? And I think that's a great stride of progress in our society. That we can accept people like that for what they want to do and who they want to be. That's great. And troglodytes like you are holding us back. Go back to your caves, okay? Crawl back to your caves and leave the rest of us civilized human beings alone.
they are part of the queer community, as they call it. Okay, that's not a natural trend for something to be like minuscule, boom.
right.
So it's an orchestrated,
Pronouns!
manufactured fucking thing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, people don't want to accept it. They don't want fucking weirdos with pink hair and beards that goes into women's changing rooms, go into women's spaces and say, I need to be accepted.
Okay, if you have a pink hair and beard, you're not a woman. Got it. So, like, what about women who are pink-haired and have beards? Like, they might exist, you know, like cis women might exist like that. Cis women exist with beards. What if a cis woman with a beard existed and she just decided to dye her hair pink? Is she allowed in the bathroom? I guess not, because she's pink hair with the beard, right?
Talking to their children or talking to children.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's like trans women don't generally keep their beards. They can, but like I've never met one. I've literally never met a trans woman who was like, yeah, I'm a trans woman and I was born male and identify as female now, but also I want to keep my beard. I've never met one. Like, I'm sure they exist, sure, but like I just don't meet them. Like, generally speaking, trans women shave their beards, okay? They shave them. Like, they're clean shaven. So this is just like you making shit up.
In general, they should be fucking thrown out through a fucking window onto the street if they go anywhere near a woman's changing room. So if you want to talk about it,
okay, we're advocating for assault against trans women. Thank you. Got it.
Then the fact that you
love that.
Are sponsored by corporation, by government, by education, by entertainment to push this fucking weird shit.
Right.
And you talk about acceptance.
Before I knew it was okay, I was laying in bed every night wondering what was wrong with me. I'm sorry to hear that, Sylvie. I hope you're doing okay now. You're valid in your identity, and we love you.
You have all the authority, all the authoritative bodies behind you, and you're just mad because the public aren't fucking accepting this shit, because the public aren't fucking dumb. I don't even know what you call it, but this is
your microphone sucks ass.
System that you want to. It's almost like the Mandela effect. You know, oh, this has always happened. No, fucking.
It literally has since Mesopotamia, man. We literally have evidence from Mesopotamia that like the concept of being trans or like a gender that you weren't assigned at birth exists. We have that data, okay? We have that historical precedence. Yeah, trans people have always existed since we've begun documentation on the human species, at least.
Yes. Yeah.
You don't see the trends just going and shit like that. That's not fucking organic. That's not we've always been here. That's not this. That's not the other. That's the Mandela effect fucking bullshit. You're trying to gaslight.
Yeah. Textbook gaslighting.
Yeah. If there's an
how do trans people hurt these people? Like, I don't understand. How do trans people hurt you, like, meaningfully? How do they hurt you? They simply don't. They don't. Like, not to any extent that other people hurt you. You know, like, it's just a non-issue. They just want to exist as they are.
And if there's an adult that really wants to kind of target your children, non-sexual beings, you know, there's a reason why we wait for children to get to a certain age before we even discuss reproduction. So if you want to target children, minors, about this.
But you don't have to discuss reproduction with a child who thinks they're trans. You can just be like, yeah, like, this is why, like, transphobes are so weird, because they don't understand that gender identity is completely separate from your sexuality. Okay, like, you can understand that you are a boy or a girl or neither or both or whatever by the time you're 4, okay? And maybe you don't have the best understanding of it by then, but like, you have a general idea, right? And a lot of trans people are like, oh yeah, like, I knew that I was a girl since I was 4 or 3, okay? Like, I knew, like, even though I was born with a penis and balls, like, I knew that I was a girl. I identify with it. I subscribed to it. I changed my name. I wore women's clothes. I wore girls' clothes at the time, whatever. I wore a dress, and they knew that they were a girl all that time. And then when puberty hit, they took puberty blockers, or they got an HRT, but usually they took puberty blockers, right? And then they took HRT when they were 16 or 17, whatever, right? And they've just always been a girl or a woman, and they've used the fucking women's facilities with no issues. And maybe they also got bottom surgery. Who knows, and who cares? Who cares? Okay? For all intents and purposes, they are women. They are. Trans women are women. They're just, for all intents and purposes, they are. They use the women's bathroom. They are seen as women by the average person for the most part. Like, this idea that like this bearded person with like 56-inch chest with like broad shoulders, right? Who's like this hulking mass of muscle, whatever, with like body hair all over, and where it just happens to be wearing a dress. Like, it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. This is a fantasy that you made up. The overwhelming majority of trans women are simply just trying to live their lives as women. You know, that's it. They're not trying to like, oh, I've got a beard, but I'm going to go into the women's restroom anyway. Like, that just doesn't happen. Okay? They know how to shave, and they do. And even if they don't, I don't give a shit. Let them use the restroom they want to use. Christ.
This kind of shit. You know, if the FBI weren't so corrupt themselves, you know, there would be a hi. You know, I would just like to have a quick word with you down at the station behind the bars. Type of business, because there's some weird fucking bullshit going on there. So yeah, there is non-acceptance. I actually agree with them. There is non-acceptance.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm very pro that.
Yes.
I am very, very pro this non-acceptance. So congratulations that you understood that people are going to go fuck yourself. Congratulations on that, because that's what they are doing. And no, I don't think you will find acceptance for people that don't want you near a country mile of their fucking kids.
Okay, like Nazis wouldn't want me near their kids because I think that miscegenation is fine. Like interracial marriage. I don't care. I don't care. Like if you're racist pieces of shit, your child still deserves an education regardless of whether you feel they deserve it or not. I'm sorry. This is what public education is for. Like just because you pop out a couple of kids doesn't mean you're suddenly like the best parents on the planet. Like I don't care. Trans kids are kids. Trans people are valid. Like I just f you, man. F you. Like I just why do you care? Why do you care? Just let trans people be. Let them be themselves. There's nothing wrong with it. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits, such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.